Shalom, this is Baruch Rappaport for Torah Online, Chumash and Rashi, with Parshat Hashavua, Parshat Bo. Here's the pasuk. Vaya'al ha'arbeh, and the locusts went up. Al kol eretz Mitzrayim, on the whole land of Egypt. Vayanach bechol gvul Mitzrayim, and they rested. And they rested in the whole border, literally, but of Egypt. I mean to say, within the whole borders, all over the place, they rested. Kaved ma'od, very heavy. Lefanav lo haya chen arbe kamohu. Before it, meaning before this time, there wasn't such a plague, meaning there wasn't such locusts like this. V'acharav lo yiyaken, and after it, lo yiyaken, there will not be thus. There will not be so. Says Rashi. Here's the Rashi. V'acharav lo yiyaken, and afterwards, and after it, lo yiyaken, there will not be such. The last phrase of the pasuk, says Rashi, V'oto shahaya bimei Yoel, and it, and that which was in the days of Yoel, one of the prophets. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, in Yoel Beit, in Yoel chapter 2, verse 2, it says over there in the pasuk, Kamohu lo nihya min ha'olam, like the plague of locusts that was going on over there. The pasuk expresses itself that such a plague, thus, kamohu, thus it, like it, lo nihya min ha'olam, there has never been such a thing. Such a it has never been before. That's what the pasuk says over there in Yoel, one of the prophets. Lamadnu, we learned from over there, Shahaya kaved mishal Moshe, that it was heavier even than Moshe's. That there was a plague that was in Moshe's time. So this is a problem. How could our pasuk say, and afterwards there will never be such a thing, when there was a plague in the book of Yoel, about which it says there has never been such a plague? That's an open contradiction. So Rashi explains, because Oto shel Yoel, that one of Yoel, the plague over there in the days of Yoel, Haya was Ayedei minim habe, was through many species. Occurred the plague of locusts, which was in the days of Yoel. The pasuk expresses itself that it was heavier than Shel Moshe, Moses' locusts. In other words, the locusts that were in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, because in the days of Yoel there were many species. Shahayu, that because there were Yachad together, Arbe, Yelek, Chasil, Gazam. There were over there 4 different species in the family of locusts. Aval shel Moshe, but the Moshe's, in other words, Moshe's locusts, lo haya ela shel min echad, was only one species. Ukamohu, and like that, like the amount of locusts that, and the destruction and the whole plague of locusts that was in Mitzrayim, kamohu, like it, lo haya, never was, velo yiyeh, never will be. Okay, the questions this week were, the question is, how could Rashi express himself that there was only one species? Don't the verses in Tehillim, Psalms, in chapter 78, in chapter 78 and chapter 105, say that the plague in Egypt also consisted of more than one species? The verses also express themselves in terms of several species. So how could Rashi say over here that by the plague in Mitzrayim there was only one species? Now this is a big discussion in the super commentators. The Ramban asked this question on Rashi. And he learned in Rashi something, but he himself went a different way. He learned in Rashi that the species of Arber, which is one of the three,